What is the hardest part of being an ESCO?
The fact that your consecration keeps you more focused, more careful. You have to be very careful of what you do, not to go against what you say, not to go against the ethics of the fellowship. You have to be very mindful of your dressing, and obviously you just have to live a life like the camera is everywhere.
Okay, the hardest part of being an executive, I think it's for me very time management, balancing things together with my other daily life activities. Like my academics, but God has been helping really. God has been helping. It was quite challenging at first, balancing things together. So it was very hard. So, but then I thank God how much is helping me to actually like balance things together.
The hardest part of being an executive. Alright, you don't get to live your life like other humans do. You don't get to do that. There is the consecration part of it, there is the time part of it. There's no exploration for you like that. Like your life is channeled, like totally fixed on God and His word.
I mean, the hardest part of being an executive is how that you have to work with so many people, and there's a need for you to bond with them before you can work with them. So
the hardest part, oh God. Okay, I know plenty would have said this, but then the late night meetings, and then you have to get to the hostel by 12, nothing to eat, you have to start running around. But what should I eat before? Because probably the next day will be fasting, and then you can't go to bed hungry like without eating. I think that's the hardest part. And then also another hard part, learning to work with people, like people that you've not worked with before, like trying to understand things from their own point of view.
Hardest part of being an ESCO is that time that you feel like you've planned yourself for the day. You just say you'll be busy this night. Or you'll be busy tomorrow. That part whereby you have to sacrifice your time and then you have to pray. So that is actually the hardest part.
The hardest part of being an executive is when you have to deal with situations and it had to concern you alone, especially maybe something just come up in the unit and you are in place to just rectify it, even though there is nothing you can actually do, but you are in place to make sure that this thing goes well. Especially maybe some of the gadgets maybe the gadget actually maybe developed a fault, and there's a way you will feel that wow, under my watch something is going wrong, something is not working well. But with the help of God has been able to leverage all situations.
So the hardest part of being an executive, let's say the meetings, the few sacrifices.
Wow, the hardest part of being an executive member is commitment. I'll say commitment, all round commitment. You have to be committed, wake up being committed to the peace of God, knowing that lives are dependent on you, knowing that you just have to do it to please God.
I would say time management. Before now, if I have a couple of days that I don't have classes and it's not a Wednesday or a Thursday, I can go to my house and I'm gonna stay in my house. I can even travel, I can even manage my business so well. But now that I'm an executive, most times I don't even know what my plan for the next day is. I don't know what my plan for the evening is, because it's not possible to just come online and just that there's a so meeting that has been scheduled for so time, and you cannot say you're not available. No, it's not possible. So I'll say that's one of my hardest, that's the most challenging, the hardest.
So the hardest part of being an executive will be having to sacrifice a lot of time. But we know that God is the rewarder of those who seek Him.
The hardest part is actually making sure that you die to self every day, and you don't have a choice but to die to self every day, because you know that God has placed people in your hand and you can't fail.
hardest part of being an exco is still the same meeting time actually, because you can meet and then you may have a lot of things to do the next day, but then even that you still have to do like night shifts, or even when you have, even apart from this time, let me say vigil sometimes, and then you still have to meet another meeting that morning again that is concerning CACYOF, or I have my own part I have to do somewhere. So it takes like it is a lot. I consider the hardest part of being an exco for me.
You will lose sleep and you will fast. So those two things.
The hardest part of being an executive is actually having to make out time out of busy schedules, because there are times that you be so exhausted and you still have to meet up with deadlines, have to be available. So that's one of the most hardest things. Always being available, always trying to make out time, even when you are tired, when you are stressed, just giving your best and giving your all.
Yeah, this part when I have to go to VG. After VG, come to 7 a.m. to 1 clinic on Tenure. After that one, maybe there's another 12 a.m. My eyes will not be tiny. I see I just, you understand what I want to say. I people will not see my cousin be like, tell you what happened to you, are getting fine. You are not fine actually. Many things already show you that I'm not fine. Me myself, I'm not fine. Because of back to back, morning. That's VG to another morning. So another noon. So noon to evening. But actually has a time that is like that. But that's some like just like God, can I just drop this in school? But you cannot drop it. That's not the fact.
Okay, the hardest part of being an executive basically is actually the time aspect, Times that I was like meant to like for study, you still have to sit for meetings. After church service, still have to wait for me, come to a meeting on Saturdays. Actually it's just the time aspect for me. And besides that, I think God has been helping us.
The hardest part of being an executive is having a lot to do and combining your academics with most of the time. You have a lot of work concerning your academics. You still have to go for meetings. You still have to do your own responsibility in the fellowship. Combining the two of them together is not being that though we are not doing it by our strength. We are not doing it by our strength and by the spirit of God.
That the best part actually is our unit meeting. Saturday unit meeting and executive meeting. Saturday meeting and Sunday meeting, closing hours, specialty class.
That question, hardest part of being an exco. Okay, one of the hardest parts is that fact that there are some times that we have some other engagement to do after vigil.
The hardest part of being executive will be probably the late night meetings and then meeting up with different schedules. That has really been a lot, but thank God for strength. Yeah.
Hardest part, there are a lot. Number one, sleeping late, eating late, and waking up early. I remember I battled with indigestion, if not for a month, to be very honest, 4 weeks, like almost week in, week out. Like I eat late normally, but this one got extreme. So imagine, don't let me go into details because I don't know where the video is going to. Let me go into details of the kind of time we eat sometimes. And even most time you are eating because of that you might have been fasting the next day and you just want to even just gain strength. Not as if you are even eating because of you want to eat, but you just need to just eat something. That was one thing.
Well, the hardest part of being an ESCO. Sometimes having to trust God for so many things at the same time. Hey, can be, and you cannot make mistake. You have to really trust God. It is God that is actually nudging you to do something. It was a beautiful experience for me, learning how to really trust God and get the accurate will of God part time was very amazing. It was a little bit difficult at some point, but thank God for God's help and grace. And other things is trying to meet up with a lot of deadlines.
I want the last person.
No, you are the third.
How do I put it now? You have to put it and let me think about it.
What ambitions? And what else? My best color is color black. Is that your best color?
I don't have just, but that's what I mean.